Ahoy and welcome. My name is Clemens de Helm and you're watching Codeship Testing Tuesday number 11. Last week I showed you how to design your application using stubbing and mocking in RSpec. Back then we used Cucumber to make sure that all our mocked behavior got actually implemented. This makes it hard to refactor your code though, because when you make a change you need to run your slow integration test suite again to make sure that everything still works. But this is where Bogus comes in handy. This week I feel very honored because James Bond himself ordered an application to manage his missions. One thing he wants to know is when he is ready to start a mission. Here's the first example of this behavior using RSpec doubles. So after getting the required assets in meetings with M and Q, the mission should be ready to go. We've also got a mission class that's empty so far. We are mocking the dependency on another class, probably a meeting class, so we only test the behavior of our mission. This top-down system design, where classes get implemented before other collaborators exist, is basically very nice because it makes us independent of the other class's implementation. But the problem is that we expect a meeting to have an outcome method. When we implement this code, we will probably be driven by an integration test that makes sure that this method gets implemented. But when we refactor our code, we don't want to run the whole integration test suite to check all our mocks, because that would kill our productivity. So wouldn't it be nice if our unit tests already verified the methods that we stop? Bogus is a library that aims to reduce the risk associated with isolated unit testing. It doesn't only make sure that our examples work using mocks, it also ensures that those mocked classes exist and have the methods that we're stubbing. Let's run RSpec first to see what error we would get for this example. RSpec only complains about the constructor of our mission class that doesn't take any arguments so far. Let's try the same with Bogus. In our spec helper file, we need to require Bogus RSpec and then change our example to use Bogus fakes. This is quite easy. We just have to replace the doubles by fake, and we want to fake a meeting. The first thing Bogus tells us when we run RSpec now is that it can't find the meeting class. So Bogus checks that we don't mock a class that doesn't actually exist. Let's create this class. So in our models directory, we add a file meeting.rb and make a meeting class inside. The next thing Bogus checks is if there is a method outcome for our meeting class. Bogus doesn't only check for the classes we mock, but also for the methods we stub. If we add the method outcome into meeting, we finally receive the error message we got before using Bogus. We can fix it by implementing a constructor that accepts one argument. And this argument will be our meetings. By the way, this is a Ruby 2.0 named argument that makes your code a lot more descriptive. If you haven't heard of them, you should definitely check them out. But back to the example. We still need a method ready to go to make it work. Ready to go. And ready to go should be true. Okay, now we've got our example working. Obviously, we need more examples for this method to be complete, but let's skip that for now. So what's the real advantage of using Bogus? When we decide to change our outcome method to be called result at some point, Bogus will immediately complain. We don't have to run our slow integration test suite to check that our mocked behavior works. This will keep us more productive, agile, and most of all, it will make testing more fun. This was a short introduction to Bogus, but there's a lot more that Bogus has to offer. We'll look into it in more detail in 2 weeks. I have to go now because I need to pack my bags for Euruco, the European Ruby conference in Athens. If you go there as well, please drop me a line to clemens@codeship.io. I would be thrilled to meet you there. If not, check out next week's episode where I will show you my personal Euruco highlights. Either way, there is one more thing that I need to tell you. Always stay shipping.